Sorry I am late, but had some things going on that I had to handle. These are my new glasses, you all. Like, I'm excited about them. They do change color. Let me brighten up the room right now. So I'm gonna try to wait and let some people get in here before I start. This is my shirt, Mississippi Boot Dealer. So I have my own boot company. If you hadn't watched any of my previous videos, I own a Western boot company. We deal in women, men, children, all the above. And we have hats, wallets, and we're steady adding more things to our collection. But everything can be found at www.mycherrydolls.com. So if you're interested and you see something you like, and what I always tell people, I don't always have everyone's size in depending on the stock or whether my manufacturer or even having those sizes back in stock. But you feel free to request it on the website if it's a out of stock, or you can inbox me if you don't see your style that's available. And I will try my best to see if I can get that in. But tonight I wanted to have a Q&A when it comes to business. With me, I've been in business since I was a little child. Like, give you a little background, I was a child that always was looking for something to make some money, whether it was doing a garage sale or whether it was lemonade, you name it. I probably tried it. And like, my mom would even got on to me one time because I sat up there and I sold my mama a new shirt. It had a new tag on it, but I was like, she ain't wore it, so she probably, don't want it. So I had sold it, and y'all, I ain't got a whooping. So I never did that again. So I was on to my next adventure. So by the time I got 12, I got into catalog selling. It was this company that was dealing, it's called Olympia. Oh, I remember. It was called Olympia. And so you would sell the items out of the catalog, turn in the money, and then they give you a percentage off. I think like every item like $2 or $3 I would get off of. So back then, I was born in 1983. So give you a little backstory. So back then, when I got my check, it was like $20. So back then, $20 was like, oh, I felt like I had $100. So I did that for probably like 2 years or so. And then the company, I think went under, or I don't know how I ended up stopping it. But I ended up working and doing that for the longest until, I couldn't do it no more. But welcome everyone that came in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what y'all want to ask me. As far as business questions, I'm open now to, taking any questions that you might have about business. But for me, being a serial entrepreneur has been a journey. I started with clothes with me and my sisters, and then we branched off, and I went to back where I was just doing it by myself, and that's how my Cherry Dolls came about. And I've had like 3 different locations, 2 by myself and 1 with my sisters, and other times I was popping the trunk. So yeah, never be afraid to pop the trunk, because everybody has to start somewhere. And now that internet is so popular now, so it's more ways that you could do it versus back then. Internet wasn't just so popular now. Now everybody does internet, which is better and safer for the person, that's selling. You don't have to take the chance of meeting people you don't know and this and that. But for the most part, I can say I've been blessed. I never encountered somebody trying to, take advantage of me or do anything to me. So I'm blessed in that sense. But as far as how I got started, I did a lot of research, from finding out how to do LLCs to filing the paperwork to get your permit and all that type of stuff. Like, literally, me and my sisters started from scratch. No one helping us, not even having money to finance it. We did it all out of our pockets and started. And when it came to me, when I branched off to do my own thing, same way, I didn't have, the luxury of getting a business loan. I didn't even do a business plan. But as I grew, I wrote down a little small business plan, but I hadn't did a full-blown business plan. And, each to their own and how they do it. And it's good to have one so you have direction and know where you're trying to go with your business and this and that. But for me, I knew what I wanted, and the only thing that I would say would have been more beneficial to me as far as a business plan if I had the financial aspect written down. Now, I know how to do one now since I have my MBA, because that was one of the classes that I had to take was business plan. So, now I know how to do it. But back then, it wasn't a necessity, I would say, for us, because we was really just practicing and trying. And being in a small town in Raymond, Mississippi, it was like we were the first female boutique. They've had a wedding boutique, but they didn't have just female clothes. They had women clothes and they had kids clothes. We had two different sides or whatever to it. So, looking at that and going back to then, if I had the resources that I have now, I think me and my sisters would have kept it going. But back then, we didn't have the resources that we had then. So, like, getting vendors and all that stuff, that plays a big part in whether your business is going to flourish. But we did have obstacles. Like, we were in a small town, so everybody knew each other. And we can, pretty much see small towns, you're going to have small minds. And that's just being honest. Everybody's not going to support you. And some people feel like if they support you, then you stepping on their toes. When, if we pull our resources together, we all can help each other. But people tend to equate that as, no, I'm not going to help them get up. If they can open up a business, they can get on their own. And we experienced that firsthand, not just with, the everyday people. We experienced that with our own family. So for that, I would advise anybody that's into business, do not look to your family. Do not market to your family. Market to people that do not know you, because they're going to be your biggest supporter. And I'm just going to tell you that from a person that's been in business since, I would say, 12 years old, even though you were before then. But 12 years old, that can be a hindrance to you if you feel like you got to have that support. I'm going to tell you, don't look for it. Make your own niche. That's just like with me with YouTube. I have been shy and kind of pressed back to do it because I feel like I'm putting myself out there. People gonna judge me. What they gonna say, is they gonna support me? And I just went on, did it. So, for anybody that, skeptical about being in business and what people gonna say, don't worry about it. Because if you market yourself, and no, I'm gonna say this first. You put God first, and everything else will fall into place. You just gotta step out there and really do your research. Research how other people, not the people business, but more so the model of how their business is ran and what people are actually buying and how they interact with certain business. And you can get a feel of what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. Now, one of the things I can't tell a person is when you need to bag out, or when, you know, it's gonna be good for you, or whatever. That's something that you have to decide for yourself. But I am just excited to share my experience with people, because, you know, everybody has a story. And I think the more you're familiarized with somebody else's story, you can equate to whether that story is going to help you in your business. So I am excited to go down this YouTube journey, and hope that you all will stay tuned and get ready for some of the other adventures that I'm gonna endeavor in. Like tomorrow we have a horse show that I'm gonna go to, and I'm probably gonna go live on it just so people can see what happens at a horse show and everything. So yes. So if you have any questions, drop them down below. I hope I touch bases on some of the things that everybody usually, you know, want to know how you get started in the business. I'm going to tell you, go get LLC, which you can pay whatever your state fee is. In Mississippi, it's only $50. For other states, it may be more, because I know like Texas, I want to say $300 or $350. And then make sure that you go get your EIN number, which is free. Do not pay nobody to set up your stuff when all that is free. And I think that's about it as far as getting started, and making sure that you look into business insurance and all that. You want to cover yourself in the way you can. Get your business account, because that's going to help you be a business credit, be able to get gas card. And I do have a referral website for a fuel card. So yeah, just reach out to me and I will definitely give you that, because we get rewards. If you sign up on my referral card, we both get a reward for that. I want to say 50 or more. I can't remember the amount, but there is a reward for both of us. So thank you all for tuning in, and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And until the next live, y'all have a good one.